So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Infinity War Bucky. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So we do get the basic style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Infinity War line. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on the window in gold does say SH Figuarts and Bucky. Then we do get the Winter Soldier star symbol there. On the bottom we do get an image of Bucky. It says Marvel Avengers Infinity War, the Tamashii Nation's quality sticker, Tamashii Nation's, and Bandai. And then here is the bottom of the box with the blah 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 stuff nobody cares about. Then we do get a tiny image of the Bucky figure. Here is the top of the box, not much going on. Here is the one side of it with another tiny image of the Bucky figure. Then the other side of the box, not too much going on there. Then the back of it does show a bunch of cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open to take a closer look at one of the most badass and coolest characters from the MCU. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Tamashii Nations did a pretty damn good job with this Bucky. The main thing about this figure, the biggest uproar about it, was the face sculpts. The promo images just looked horrendous and nothing like Sebastian Stan at all. It just looked like a totally different person. People were saying a caveman. That one dumb British actor who I can't stand, I forgot his name. People were saying he looked like him, but having it in hand, it really doesn't look that bad. It kind of does look like Sebastian Stan. You can see it in some angles, but it definitely is not perfect, and they could have done a little better of a job capturing the likeness of the actor there, but definitely not as bad as the promo images. But we get some nice paint and sculpt all throughout the face and the hair right there. The hair looks pretty cool. I like the way the beard looks too, and the eyes are both painted looking in the same direction. They added like a darker paint right above his eyebrows, and it looks really weird. I don't know why they did that. I don't know, that just looks odd. The hair looks pretty cool. We get two different colors in it. It looks like maybe a black and a dark brown. The sculpt of it turned out really good. One issue with the hair though, they made it like a hard plastic. Why didn't they make it a soft rubbery type plastic? Because now it hinders a lot of articulation. Like, come on, Tamashii Nations, you guys don't think sometimes, man. Or you're just cutting corners or something. The torso here looks great. I love the way that jacket piece he's wearing looks. We get some nice sculpt and paint all throughout it, clean paintwork all throughout it. And the collar piece is a bit of a softer rubbery plastic, but it's going to get in the way of the hair and hinder the head articulation, of course. Over here looks pretty cool. These things look pretty dope. These strap looking pieces. The back looks pretty cool too. I like all the black pieces on there. And these black pieces have some nice cool sculpted texture to them. And then the arms look dope too. The right arm has some nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. There's really not too many sculpted wrinkles on the torso. A little bit up around here, which look pretty good. We get a lot on the sleeve. Then we get like this arm guard, which looks dope. The straps and buckles look pretty cool on it. And then of course we do get the bionic arm right here, which looks sick as hell. And this was made in Wakanda, so you know it has vibranium in it. But a very clean paint for the gold there, and all the gold pieces are all sculpted on there, so definitely big plus for that. And then the legs here, some shading definitely would have looked nice on this figure. There's no shading at all on this Bucky, on the blue or the olive green right there, which is pretty damn disappointing. But we do get some nice sculpted wrinkles here and there in the pants, some sculpted lines. We get this strap right here for the knife that he has holstered, and once again it is a knife molded into the sheath, and they didn't even include a separate knife and a sheath without a knife in it. I mean, they could have at least done something like that. Instead they just did this half-assed type thing right there. I mean, it looks pretty cool though, and it is pegged in, so you can unpeg it if you want. The lower legs, we got more sculpted wrinkles, and the boots, I really dig the way the boots look. Nice clean paint where the black meets that olive green there. We get sculpted wrinkles all throughout it, and I like how it continues down to the foot right there. Then we get a glossy black for the feet or the lower part of the boots right there. And then the bottom of them, not too much going on, just a tiny bit of sculpt work. But overall, I think Tamashii Nations did an alright job with the detail. They could have done much better on the face and added some shading or something like that to make this figure stand out a little bit more. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we really don't get too much included with this Bucky, and it is pretty disappointing. They could have gave us some more facial expressions or something else, you know what I mean? And before we go over the accessories, my magazine that is included with this Bucky, the banana magazine that goes with the gun, fell somewhere and I lost it. And it's because Tamashii Nations cannot make a proper trigger finger hand to grip on to the grip of the guns tight enough, and it fell off while I was trying to post the figure, and the banana magazine got flung off somewhere, and it is in the depths of my review room and I cannot find it anywhere. So that accessory is missing, so I do apologize for not having that. But what we do get included with Bucky, we do get 2 alternate faces. And starting on the left, we do get the basic stern looking face, which does come on the figure out of the packaging, and then on the right we do get another basic stern looking face, but he's looking off to the left this time. I mean, you guys couldn't have gave us any other type of facial expression. You had to give us the same basic stern facial expression. But I mean, the sculpt on them is pretty good. The beard looks cool. The paint is nice and clean as well, and it's fairly simple to swap the faces. Kind of a bit annoying, so I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And swapping the faces can be annoying, but it can also be really easy. I found if you try to swap the faces while you leave the head on, it's annoying, but if you pop the head off, it's easier to take the face off. So you just unpeg it, then take the new face, peg that right back on, and then just pop the head back on the figure, and then there you go, as simple as that. So we do get the alternate faces, and then we also get his gun with the magazine, and I'm going to show you what the magazine looks like real quick. As you can see it on the side of the gun right there, that is what I lost, and it just really sucks that I lost that. Hopefully I can get it replaced from where I bought this figure from. So we do get the magazine, and the magazine does peg into the side of the gun right there, and the gun itself looks awesome. I really dig the sculpt of it. I mean, they could have added a little bit of paintwork to it to bring it more to life, but I mean, it looks dope as hell. And like I said, the trigger finger hand cannot really hold this at all. It constantly falls out, and it's just a pain in the damn ass. And I'm pretty sure it's the same exact trigger finger hand we got with the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad Deadshot. And if you have that figure, so in my review, you would know he didn't grip onto his gun at all, and it's the same issue with this Bucky. To me, that is the biggest and most annoying thing about this figure. So we do get the gun and the magazine, and then we finally get 6 alternate hands. And starting on the right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging, and all the hands are pretty simple to swap out, and all the left hands are the bionic arm, and all the right hands are his regular hands. So we do get a pair of fists, and we do get a pair of open resting type hands, and then we do get the right crappy trigger finger hand. I really hope they never use this again with another figure who wields guns. And then we do get a left gripping hand, which is meant to grip on the other end of the gun, and I'm going to show you quickly how badly he grips onto the gun with these hands right now. And this is how annoying it is to get him to just hold the gun. It is so annoying posing the figure around, trying to get him in a good pose. Why? He doesn't grip onto his gun at all. This is ridiculous, man. Why would you give us this same hand that came with the Suicide Squad Deadshot? It's horrible, and this hand does not peg in good at all. It comes right off, man. It's so irritating trying to pose this figure with the gun. It's like, Tamashii Nations, what the hell are you doing? But another cool thing about this Bucky, if you have other gun accessories laying around or from other figures, you can have him wield those weapons, which you'll see in pictures at the end of the video. And I do have another issue with this trigger finger hand. For some reason, it doesn't peg in properly on the right arm, obviously, and it always comes right off. It is so damn annoying. This hand is just a nightmare with this figure, but we get some very nice sculpt and paint detail throughout all 6 hands. But anyway, that is the very little amount of accessories included with this Bucky. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Cap's best friend to the very top of his hair. It looks like he's a little bit over 6 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Mark 50 Iron Man, the Infinity War Captain America, the Infinity War Black Widow, and the Ant-Man and the Wasp Ant-Man. And I feel like Bucky scales pretty well with the other MCU figures. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Infinity War Black Panther, the Homecoming Spider-Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord with Baby Groot on his shoulder, and the Infinity War Thanos. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Tactical Suit Batman, and another character with a bionic arm, the Figma Black Swordsman Guts, and I guess they are one-armed brothers now. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and some points are really good on this Bucky, while other points are just really bad, which seems to be typical now these days with figure art. So we do have 2 points at the neck, but both points of articulation are pretty much useless because, as I said before, they made the hair a hard plastic, so it just hinders pretty much all of his neck and head articulation. So the upper neck joint, you're only going to be able to get him to pretty much look straight ahead. He does not look up at all. Does look down a tiny bit, so that's alright. A little bit of pivot there, and then of course it does swivel. The lower neck joint, really minimal movement. It's practically non-existent, as you can see right there. With both joints, you can get them to look down, I guess, a tiny bit more, but horrible neck and head articulation with this figure, man. Now the torso here, you can get Bucky to go forward only that much. It does go back a lot, so that's pretty good. He has decent pivot, and then of course it does swivel. The waist just goes forward and back a tiny bit, so combining both joints, he really doesn't crunch forward that much, and combining both joints going back doesn't really go back too much. Very minimal pivot at the waist, and then it's so tight when I swivel it, but that's where you get more swivel compared to the torso there. Now for the arms here, we do have a butterfly joint, so you can move the arms forward, so that's definitely good. They can't even touch, which is pretty bad for a butterfly joint. We do get a very nice circular motion out of the shoulder right there, so that's definitely good. The arms do go out to the side a little more than 90 degrees, so that's awesome. They do go up and down. The bicep swivel is built in to the shoulder. We do have double jointed elbows that almost bend in all the way, and then to make up for not having the true bicep swivel, we do get some swivel at the elbow joint. It really doesn't swivel where it connects into the forearm, but it does where it connects into the bicep. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, we do get the drop down leg joint, so you can get Bucky to kick forward almost 90 degrees. Doesn't go to the back that far, and I don't think he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it. That knife is in the way there. But his legs actually do go out to the sides decently, a little more than 45 degrees. Let me get this bloody, actually I'll just leave it off. Then we do get an upper thigh swivel. We have single jointed knees that really don't even bend back 90 degrees. That is not good, man. What the hell, Tamashii Nations? And the joint does swivel a little bit where it connects into the thigh. Then the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up pretty good. Don't hinge down as good, and really not good ankle pivot, man. Always on their Marvel figures, they always have crappy ankle pivot. So shitty, man. Then we do have a nice toe hinge. So overall, like I said, some points are really good on this figure, while other points are just really bad, man. And Tamashii Nations seems to be doing this more often, and they're supposed to be known for having tons of really good articulation, and with most of their figures lately, we're like getting half good articulation and half bad articulation, and it's just really disappointing, man. But you're going to be able to get him in some decent Bucky-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Infinity War Bucky. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 8. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Anime Export, but my buddy from Agelessgeeks did get this in stock, and he will also be getting the US version that is included with the impact effects. So you can head over to Agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook group. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. SH Figuarts Infinity War line. So we do get the does say SH Figuarts Bucky, then we do get the Winter Soldier. So the here's the top of the botch. Like what I just did, botched recording this. Definitely doesn't look as bad as it did with the promo images. What? Some points are really good on this figures, what? All the left hands, of course, are the bionic arms, and all the right hands are his bionic arms. Damn it! To swap out, and all the left hands are the bionic. Damn it! We do get a point of articulation at the torso here, so that joint. Damn it! I ripped the figure in half.